Hello, hello. Hello, dear student. Please confirm me whether my voice is audible or not. Everything is okay or not. So before starting this discussion, and dear student, very good morning to all of you. So please confirm whether my audio, video, voice, everything is okay or not. Hello, dear student. Please confirm me whether my voice. Yes. So, dear student, everything is okay. So, first of all, very good morning once again to all my dear students. So today we are going to discuss about 16th August, the Hindu newspaper analysis. So dear student, we are planning to make this newspaper discussion at 8:30 a.m. in the morning. So it is 8:30 to plus 45 minutes, you can say 9:15. So before around 9:15, we'll complete it. And after that, just spend 45 minutes, just read this newspaper. Okay? So where you can get this PDF. So first you need to scan this QR code to download our application. In that application, we are providing not the today PDF, all the past PDF of this highlighted version already available. So if you follow that, you will reduce your 3 hours of newspaper study just 45 minutes. Yet you will get a lot of important information and remove all these unnecessary informations. And those who are using iOS device, you can download Class Plus application and use org code HPKRMEJ to get same benefit that is what available for the Android user. You can also scan this QR code to join our Telegram also. So there we are providing a lot of MCQs, mains answer writing. So these stops we are providing on the Telegram as well, so that you will get benefit. So next, चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं द इम्पोर्टेंट न्यूज ऑफ द डे. सो पीएम कॉल फॉर सेल्फ रिलायंस फ्लैग डेमोग्राफिक प्लॉट. So the independence in the Independence Day speech, so our Prime Minister talking about the self-reliance, the role played by our defense hardware during Operation Sindoor. So Independence Day address announced that economic and other reform. Modi highlighted the success of Indian-made arms and weapons during Operation Sindoor. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a strong pitch for self-reliance in his Independence Day address with policy prescription for economic and security-related reforms. Okay. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So to warn the conspiracy to change the country demographic makeup. So our Prime Minister also warned that those who want to change the demographic makeup of our country. So self-reliance is not limited to the import, export, rupee, pound, dollar, but it is linked to the strength and capability. So this is what said our Prime Minister. So self-reliance does not mean reducing the import dependency. It is rather making improving our strength, which can be clearly seen during Operation Sindoor. The speech gained significance in the context of 50% of Indian good tariff being announced by the USA President Donald Trump. So Modi ji gave a reference to that. So India need to bigger of its strength, not by trying to reduce footprint of another country, but economic. So we need to promote our self-reliance by becoming part of the global manufacturing giant. So key announcement. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his Independence Day speech announced economic and security related reforms, emphasized self-reliance. So first one is Mission Sudarshan Chakra. So Prime Minister announced that Mission Sudarshan Chakra, that is we are going to have our own air defense system by 2035, not only sealed in the military and civilian area, but also strike back in precision targets manner. So we need to protect our airspace from all this attack, missile attack, aircraft attack. So let's say this is our India. So this is our India. We have to create a missile air defense system. So any incoming aircraft, missile, anything that is entering into the airspace, it will be neutralized in the space itself. So we'll protect our civilian targets. So Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana, the scheme would one-time grant of 15,000 to the first-time employee in the private sector and incentivize private sector to create employment. So whenever you are talking about mains, so what are the steps taken by the government for promotion of employment, you can talk about Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana that aims to provide 15,000 rupees as a one-time measure. So Made in India Semiconductor. So Prime Minister also planned to establish Made in India Semiconductor. India will launch Made in India semiconductor chip by end of 2025. So nuclear energy capability. So India is also planning to achieve the nuclear power capability. India will aim at increasing its nuclear capability tenfold via 10 nuclear energy power plant by 2047. Okay. So these are the few announcements. So you can just note them. 4 announcement, important announcement made by our Prime Minister. So major GST sec-off that 12% and 28% slab to be axed. That means government planning to remove this 12% and 28% slabs of the GST and reduce the number of slab to make majority of the product either in 5% GST and or in 8%, 18% GST. So you can see here, Center has proposed to reduce the number of slab under the goods and service tax system, retaining 5% and 18% slab, while introducing a lower concessional rate below 1% and a high. For seen good, it is 40%. Seen goods means demerit goods that is not much relevant, not much important, which is harmful for the health. So that is what going to tax. For example, alcohol, cigarette, they are going to tax at the 4%, some good at 1%, some at 5%, 18%. This would mean elimination of the tax. जो slab जो tax slabs था 12 and 28%, we are going to eliminate that entirely. Of this 99% item currently, tax at 12% slab will be moved to the 5% rate, and 90% of the goods service in the 28 bracket will be moved to the 18%. So there will be no additional cess levy over and above the GST rate. So these reform will be acted. This is what government said, that this is a Diwali gift government is giving to the people. So this is what called next generation GST reform. So this is what a demand. Very good morning, dear Seher Firdaus. So I think my voice is audible. Everything is okay. And dear student, we are going to start our discussion at exact time 8:30 onwards. So please be ready by the time of 8:30. So we'll make sure that everyone will come. If everyone will join and give you a feedback, make interaction, it will actually motivate me. I'll understand better what kind of your requirement and what is your need. According to that, we can make the video. So please join at 8:30 a.m. in the morning regularly. So independent speech at the Delhi Red Fort. So this is what they have mentioned. So if you look into, so 12% and 28% GST slab will be done away with soon. Of these 99% item currently, 99% currently, 12% slab will be moved to the 5% rate, and 90% of the goods service in 28% bracket moved to the 18%. So majority of the goods either in the 12% or in the 28%, they'll move to the 5% or 18%. So current slab jo hai, it is around 0.25% diamond and semi-precious stones, 3% jewelry and precious metal. Apart from that, we have 5%, 12%, 18%, 28%, and compensation source. You can see so many tax slab that is making our GST quite complex and very difficult to maintain. But now it is proposed that less than 1% only items earlier 0.5 and 3 slabs. Apart from that, main slab will have 5%, 18% with 40%. So we are reducing number of slab, so which is very helpful for easy tax compliance. And 40% tax rate will apply for 5 to 7 seen good. So what is a seen good? Can anyone tell in the comment box what is a seen good? Seen good means demerit good. Demerit good is a good that is harmful for the health, that is harmful for the environment. You can see cigarette is a harmful, aerated drinking, so sugar content items. So these are seen products. So that is what taxed at, that is going to be taxed at 40%. So 6 kill, 5 injured, Delhi wall of the Dargah near the Humayun tomb collapse. So recently we have seen that so many important building, being collapsed during monsoon. Even in Rajasthan also, one building is collapsed. So because of that, 7 to 8 children died. So we need to make sure that all these dangerous buildings should be properly maintained, repaired, and in case we are not able to maintain that, in that case we have to declare it as a hazardous to prevent the death of the people. Okay. So women mourn the death of the relative. So cloud burst, that there is a cloud burst happen in the unfortunate incident happened in the Jammu Kashmir. So because of that, around 60 people have been died. So it's a very, you can say, the tragic incident. Repeatedly, we are seeing so many instances of cloud burst, disaster, landslide are happening in the Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Jammu Kashmir. So you have to understand Dear, this PDF is already available in our application. You can download the application from there. It is actually price 300 rupees per year, so which is very less than 1 rupee per day. It's already available in our application. Please download the application. You can get it. It is already uploaded at around 8 a.m. in the morning, before you get the newspaper, Hindu newspaper. I've highlighted and uploaded in our application, so please get it from there. So then big question is, UPSC also time and again they ask about, what are the reason for cloud burst, why this reason are prone to the landslide. So you have to understand this is a Himalaya. Let's say this is Himalaya. So whenever the moisture bearing wind flow towards Himalaya, so it's force Himalaya force it to rise of. So this rise of rapidly, when this rise of rapidly, that led to the rainfall. And whenever huge amount of rainfall on a hilltop, so it is washed away everything on its way. So that is the reason Himalaya region is known for flash flood. Flash flood, and whenever flash flood occur in a high hill region, that also lead to the landslide, because the forest we have cleared, we have ensured there is a severe damage to this ecosystem. So because of that, flash flood also lead to the landslide. Okay, so this kind of question can ask. So if they ask about which region of India is prone to the landslide, so you have to say about Himalayan region, the northeastern region, Western Ghats, some portion of the Eastern Ghats. These are regions prone to the landslide. So you can draw this map, landslide map of India. This is, if you write your answer like this, that is going to fetch you good marks. Okay. And dear student, good morning to everyone. I think so many students have joined recently. Very good morning to everyone. So hope you all are doing well. अच्छे से काम कर रहे हैं, अच्छे से पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं. So if you have any doubt, any feedback, please comment in the comment box. चलिए. So next is Supreme Court Collegium cannot dictate name to the High Court Collegium. So you know that the Supreme Court Collegium, it gave recommendations to the appointment of judges to the Supreme Court. Okay? So tell me in the comment box, the Collegium of Supreme Court comprising of how many judges? So tell me in the comment box. 5 judges, 5 senior most judges. They form the collegium at the Supreme Court level. Same collegium is also there for the High Court level. So they are comprising of also the Chief Justice of High Court and other judges of the High Court. So they recommend which persons to be nominated or elected to the High Court. So tell me what is the number of collegium in the High Court judges, like how many judges are there in the collegium system of the Supreme Court. So Chief Justice of India clarified that the powerful Supreme Court collegium which he headed cannot dictate name of the High Court collegium for judicial appointment. According to our constitution, the Supreme Court and High Court, they are independent. They, Supreme Court is not, High Court is not like a subordinate court of the. So it is not like that in the top there is Supreme Court and below there is High Court. Rather, both are independent court, both have their independent constitutional existence. While no doubt Supreme Court have the overall, you can say about guidance and control, but ultimately it cannot dictate terms to the High Court. High Court is existence, their existence is constitutional, so they can act independently. Okay, so even the Supreme Court Collegium cannot dictate the High Court Collegium to recommend the names. So actually 5 senior most judge from the collegium. 5 senior most judge from the collegium. So that includes CJI, Chief Justice of India, plus 4 senior most judges. And that is, they are going to recommend for appointment of Supreme Court judges. Okay. And in case of appointment of High Court judges, so it is the CJI plus 3 senior most judges. So for appointment of the High Court judges, so for appointment of the High Court judges, we need collegium recommendation comprising of CJI, Chief Justice of India, 2 senior most judges. In case of transfer of High Court judge from one High Court to another High Court, we need 5 judge collegium recommendation plus Chief Justice of the High Court, from where you will make transfer to the Chief Justice of the High Court, from where you will make again transfer. So that means 7 judges recommendation is needed in case of transfer of a High Court judge from one High Court to another High Court. Please read it very carefully. They can ask a good question from here only. So Chief Justice said that the High Court Collegium take the first call on who they will want to appoint as a fellow judge. So that means High Court Collegium is having upper say in decision making, and top court collegium would recommend name to the counterpart in the High Court. So in a federal judiciary, Supreme Court and High Courts are neither superior nor inferior to one another. This is what the statement given by the Chief Justice of India. It is not my statement. So you need to remember that High Court is not inferior to the Supreme Court. Okay. So CJI, so Chief Justice of India responding to a representation made by the SCBA president. Okay. So if you look into another aspect that our judiciary is currently plugging in, no, we are having around 5 crore cases are pending in our judiciary system. So 5 crore cases are pending. Just note them down. So 5 crore cases are pending in our Supreme Court. So if you look into the composition and vacancy, so around our total judicial strength is 1,122 judges of High Court. Out of that, only 777 judges are, there, and there exists a vacancy of 345 judges in all the High Court. On the one hand, we are facing, huge backlog of cases. On the other hand, there is a huge pendency of the cases. On the other hand, there is a huge vacancy. So that is what dichotomy. We need to fill the vacant judges. Na? So dear student, we are going to make this video live, the discussion live daily at 8:30 a.m. So please be ready or turn on your notification. So we'll make sure discussion, and I'll try to make sure that each and every article, how they're going to helpful for your examination. Because this newspaper is not a design for our UPSC preparation. Rather, I'll help you to find which article is important for your prelims, which one is mains, in mains, which subject of your mains, how data is helpful, which quote is helpful, which one is useful for your conclusion, introduction, and then how it is helpful for your interview also. So I'm going to tell you each and every article with their application, with some background also I'm going to explain in this discussion. So if you want anything else, so please comment in the comment box. So according to that, I'll also provide. So yet again, the plastic treaty talks end in the stalemates. So recently there is a global conference is going on at the Geneva with main objective to end the plastic, because the plastic, once it is considered as a miracle object, it is going to solve all sort of problem, but now it is turned out to be pollution, because it is staying in the environment for thousands of years, and it is entire cycle, it is producing so many chemicals, so many pollutants that is impacting animal health, human health, fishery health, ecosystem, everything is impacted. So there is a conference, there is a going on at the world level. Everyone want to reduce the plastic pollution. Country for second time since October 2024 failed to agree legally binding agreement to end ambitious treaty to end the plastic pollution. So whenever you are talking about, what kind of step we need to take, what kind of step we have already taken to reduce the plastic pollution, you can talk about the plastic pact recently negotiated at the international level. So Intergovernmental Negotiation Committee, a group of about 180 countries, have been deliberated at United Nations office in Geneva. So they are negotiating at UN office Geneva. So they can ask about, plastic treaty recently negotiated at what location. So they ask about something like that. So draft version text could not reconcile deep difference between the blocks of nation, whether cutting the plastic production was integral to ending the plastic pollution. So, in this negotiation, countries are divided into two parts. Some countries, they want elimination of the plastic. Dear student, please comment in the comment box. The question is posted. So there are two kind of countries. Some countries, they want phase out of the plastic production. That means we need to reduce plastic production. But some countries, they are in favor of, reduce the plastic pollution. No need to reduce the production, plastic pollution. So these countries are basically European Union and developed countries. They want plastic pollutions to be reduced altogether. But here, these countries are basically the oil producing country, India. They don't want the plastic production to be reduced. Rather, they want plastic pollution. We need to manage the plastic so that its pollution is not harmful, because this country, their economies depends on this petroleum and plastic product. If we reduce this plastic production, their economy will impact. Rather, they believe that we need to manage. So draft version of the text could not reconcile deep difference between the bloc of nations on whether cutting plastic production was integral to the ending plastic pollution. A majority of the country, that is 8 to 100, they backed the ambitious treaty that is hard to phase out the plan for the plastic. That means they are in the favor of removing or eliminating plastic production itself. But as many as 57 countries called for toxic free reuse, refill, and repair system. That means these countries are in favor of we should not reduce the plastic production. Rather, we need to ensure the proper processing and dismantling and repair so that plastic is not become a pollution. Let's say, for example, medicine. We cannot take our medicine except the plastic. So in that case, we cannot phase out. Rather, we can use the end life of the plastic for other application. That is what they demand. So 120 supported strong control of the chemicals. So that is what we can say about this negotiation. So negotiation is failed. So yet, though both there is a difference between those who are phased down of the plastic and there is another group of people who are in favor of managing the plastic pollution. Yet we have seen that first time at the international level. So there is a collective effort to fight against the plastic pollution. So that is a win for everyone. So China said it opposed the European sanction over the Iranian nuclear program. Let me explain about it in detail. So there is a negotiation that is going on in way back in 2015. It is called JCPOA, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, that is between the P5, the permanent member of the UN Security Council, plus German with Iran. Basically, they want Iran to control its nuclear program or weaponization of nuclear program in return for lifting the sanction against the Iran. So Iran agreed that, and later on, after Donald Trump coming into power, unilaterally scrapped this agreement and reimposed sanction against the Iran. And Iran used this as justification for development of enrichment of uranium that can be used for development of nuclear weapon. That is the reason recent time we have seen Israel attack the Iran, because Israel is in fear that if Iran develop the nuclear weapon, it will target the Israel. So Israel attacked the Iran, and later on USA also joined and attacked the Iran to destroy this nuclear weapon. So now the European country that is called E3, UK, French, and German, they are threatening Iran to reimpose this sanction. But China is opposing that because they are saying by reimposing sanction, we have already imposed the sanction, but result is not that, encouraging. So by reimposing sanction, it is further pushing Iran for development of nuclear weapon rather than finding the solution. So that is what their main aim. The E3 group, Britain, French, and German, threaten to reimpose them a joint letter to the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres Security Council. Chinese said that Friday it would oppose the involving sanction and believe that it does not help the party build the trust. Not conducive to the diplomatic effort for the resumption of the talks. So, step of warning to Iran, its suspension of cooperation with the International Atomic Agency. So, after the USA and Israel attacked Iran, so Iran suspended its cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agencies. So, Donald Trump and Putin, they have shook their hand in the Alaska. So, recently, the prime minister, the president of the Russia and the president of USA, so they have met at the Alaska to find a solution to the Ukraine. So we are hopeful that that might helpful to find a solution to this problem. So next is USA has no alternative to India in diamond. So industry trader says that. So if you look into diamond industry, you'll surprised to know that 90% of all diamond cutting and polishing happen in the India, and we are the leader, or you can say the polishing or refining of the diamond at the world level. So then we are also exporting diamond to the different country of the world. But out of that, 30% of our diamond are exported to the USA. You know that how Indians are love for the gold. Same thing, American, they love for the diamond. So though Donald Trump imposing 50% sanction in India, but still the American, their craze, their love for the diamond, so led to the, there is an increasing price of the diamond in the USA. So that might put pressure on the Donald Trump to consider or rollback of this diamond tariff. Okay. So just it is your given, so you can just read it out. So how diamond industry is helpful. So it is employing 7.5 lakh artisan working in the 3,500 small and larger units. So there is an organization called Jewelry Export Promotion Council. So that is the apex body for promotion of jewelry from India. So dear student, if you are preparing for OPSC, we are also providing test series for OPSC, BPSC, UPPSC. So you can, if you have OPSC, you can scan this QR code to join our test series. Price is very nominal, yet you will get high quality test. चलिए, so many Maharashtra small marginal farmer are rejoined over the UK free trade agreement. So in Maharashtra, most of the farmers are small and marginal farmer. Dear student, tell me in the comment box, what is the criteria for classification of a farmer as a small marginal farmer? In India, 86% of our farmers are small marginal farmers. So what is the classification for small and marginal farmer? So what kind of farmer we can call this farmer as a small and marginal farmer? Tell me in the comment box. Let me see. So please make this session interactive. You should not be mute spectator. You should practice. So that will improve your confidence. So more you practice, more you gain the insight. Okay? Chaliye. The collective farming helped thousands of small and marginal farmers in the grape capital of India to reap benefit of the international market. The farmer producer company Sayadri Farm exported 22,000 metric tons of grape, 30% of which goes to the United Kingdom. So you can see about, earlier there used to be small farmers. So, they collectively established a farmer producer organization. So, all the small farmers, they joined together to form a farmer producer organization. They collect all their produce of grapes and they collectively, they process it, they package it, branding it and sells to the UK, not UK, all over the world. So that led to the huge amount of profit among the farmers. So you can also see that, here there is a good statement, which region is called as the grape capital of India. So you have to study that also. So dear student, once again, very good morning to all of you. So while I'm asking some question, so please participate in the discussion, because that is what led to the active recalling, active studying. So if you are just listening, so that is not going to be helpful. So please participate with the active discussion. Whatever I am saying, that is going to be helpful. So here you can see recently India and UK signed a free trade agreement that is called CETA. So we have signed the free trade agreement CETA, Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement between India and UK. So Nasik district is called as the grape capital of India. So which district is called as the grape capital of India? It is the Nasik. Okay. So India exported 3 lakh metric tons of grapes value at 400 million. Maharashtra is the biggest producer. UK has consistently been one of the top importer, and most of the harvest goes to the European market. This is what the importance of the Nashik and importance of the grapes. चलिए आगे बढ़ते. While the free trade agreement, Indian grapes will now become more competitive in the European market and stand a better chance to competition against the South Africa and Chile, because our import are now 0% tariff. Our import are 0% tariff. So, but other countries, they'll have to pay the higher tariff rate. So Indian grapes were levied 80%. Earlier, they have to pay the 8%. For example, if you are selling from here, let's say 100 rupee per kg. Now, in European market, it will be 108 rupees per kg. But after this free trade agreement, if you are selling India at 100 rupees per kg, it will also same price is also in the UK, that is 100 rupees. So no need, not increase any prices of that. So next is the producer goes to the company, which we get timely payment as the quality of the produce. So after this farmer producer organization they've established, so whatever they produce, they collectively sell that to the producer organization, and producer organization, they check the quality of the grapes, and once everything is okay, they paid them timely. So that money is very helpful. So we test our soil 5 times a year. We also test the vineyard regularly, the petitole. Yes, landslide. So anyone having 2 hectares of land, less than 2 hectares of land, called small and marginal farmer. If any person having 2 to 10 hectares of land, this is called medium farmer. Anyone having more than 10 hectares of land, that farmer is considered as a large farmer. So this is what classifications: 2 hectares, 2 hectare to 10 hectare, more than 10 hectare is called large farmer. So if you are going to give comment, I'll explain the answer also. Okay. If anyone give comment on this answer, try to give the answer even if it is wrong. So I'll give this answer. And Seher Firdos, thanks for your answer. So well done. So keep trying. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So they have to test their soil repeatedly to find whether any pesticide contaminations, because in the UK and European market they have this stringent norms. Food should not contain pesticide residue, any insect. So there is a very strong norm called sanitary and phytosanitary norm. This is called SPS. This is called SPS, sanitary and phytosanitary norms. They can reject our product. Even the mango was rejected on the ground of sanitary and phytosanitary norms. So we have to make sure that everything is in a perfect form. So we test our soil 5 times in a year. We also test our vineyard regularly. The petitole testing is crucial. The European market is very strict. They test color variance. They want each berry to be same size, to have the same taste and color. They don't want chemical in the grapes. We follow all our international norms. Our grapes are the best. So you can see how gradually our farmer, they're learning how to make the grapes that is for the international markets. Once Europe, USA, UK, Japan, they reject our grapes on the name of low quality. Now our farmer learning how we are going to promote that. The secret behind the change in the fortune is the collective farming. They are all in part of the 14,000 farmer associated with the farmer producer organization under the Sayadri farm. So you can give this as a model initiative. You can rise in your economy answer, ethics answer, how farmer producer organization is helpful in improving the lives of the people. So that is what called Sayadri farming. Sayadri farming. Okay. So you can go. People always ask me, student always ask me, sir, where I'm going to get this model initiative. So model initiative are available in newspaper. So you just need to be open your eyes. So you'll find a lot of things. Okay. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So in a country where 90% of the farmer are small and marginal, and collective has given the bargaining power and strength generating volume in the competitive national market. देखो, if you are having 1 hectares of the land, so that means you are producing low amount, so that you cannot sell. And if you are a small farmer, you cannot bargain with the either the fertilizer or input market. Let's say we are established a farmer producer organization with 14,000 people. So that means we will procure input mass number, so that we'll have a bargaining power. We can negotiate with them, and at the end, whatever you are producing in bulk number, you can also negotiate them. So we can say that by establishing farmer producer organization, so we ensure collective bargaining and access to the good quality of raw material, access to the good quality of market. So this can be a very good question. So how we can improve market access for our farm produce ना? One solution is FPO, Farmer Producer Organization. Let's say देखो हमारे पास मान लीजिए एक है 15,000 फार्मर है, तो उनको क्या चाहिए? उनको इनपुट चाहिए, सीड्स चाहिए, फर्टिलाइजर चाहिए, पेस्टिसाइड चाहिए, एवरीथिंग दे नीड, टेक्नोलॉजी also they need. So they can collectively buy from a big company, and big company, whenever you are buying for 50,000 farmer, so you can bargain, so that reduce the input cost. Let's say this 15,000 farmers, they collectively produce whatever they pull together. Let's say they produce 1 million tons of, let's say, potato. So we can have 1 million ton potato. We can negotiate and sell in a bulk. That is what going to maintain the quality, na? Okay. So country where 90% of the farmers, small and marginal farmer, collection has given a bargaining power and strength to generate volume, compete in the international market. So whenever there is a large number of farmers, 1 second, dear student, just a second. So in a country over 90% of our, when 90% of our farmer are small and marginal farmer, no doubt this farmer producer organization is going to helpful access to the input and final market. So once they are saying that, this farmer, they are facing the situation of do or die because they don't have option. But now, because of this thing, so they are going to help a lot. And with signing of the free trade agreement with European Union, UK, so it is helpful for further promotion because 30% of their export is UK market. And we are also negotiating a free trade agreement with European Union plus EU. So that is also going to get more benefit. And by following these norms, stringent food quality norms, our farmers are learning how they can make good product for the international market. So that is going to be helpful for further export to the Japan, because Japanese customers are very much concerned about this sanitary, phytosanitary, and pollutant norms. So that is what going to be opened up. So you can say Sayadri export 22 million metric tons of grapes, 30% of which goes to the UK. So this would lead to the greater learning, which will help farmer not only in UK but also other market like Japan, USA. It will help domestic market as well, because gradually in our domestic market we will also bring the quality norms in our food product. Now the fruits and vegetable we are consuming, it's full of pesticides, full of pollutant. Gradually our farmer will understand how to produce the good quality of product ना. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So, dear student, you can join our mentorship program. It is called Year-Long Mentorship Program. We are providing for 2026 and 2027. Here you will get all our mentor UPSC interview experience with working with multiple, a lot of experience with faculty experience also. So you'll get quality experience at very low price. So here it include answer writing, daily answer writing, live answer writing, and daily targets. So we are also providing one-on-one mentorship also. So you can just download this application, or you can contact our team. We'll provide you detail. Chaliye. So government proposal in 2024 for panel on demographic challenges never took off. So government, the Prime Minister of India recently, during the Independence Day speech, proposing about establishment of a demographic commissions to study about how demography has been changing and what kind of step we need to take to prevent that. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced high-power demographic mission on Friday. However, a similar committee announced before 2024 Lok Sabha election, but it is never formed. Our interim budget, so Finance Ministry also consider the establishment of that commissions to look after first change in the demography. So if you look into census, which gives a clear picture of the migration demographic challenges last year, we can see the total fertility rate of India. Now it is falling below the replacement level. So if you look into the total fertility rate, so it is falling the below replacement level, that is 2.1. Even some state like that is showing the rapid population rise like Bihar, so they also have low population, and other state having also very low like Delhi and Bengal is having low population rate. So Uttar Pradesh, Assam submitted a search paper flagging the demographic changes in district bordering the Nepal and Bangladesh. So the region that is having border, no doubt they face the problem of migrant from the cross-border region. For example, people from the Nepal, they migrate to the India, making the change in the demography. Same thing happen in the Assam also, because Bangladeshi people, they migrated here also. So Jen Street case, the pitfall of India's derivative market. So just know about Jen Street. The trader actually manipulated the stock markets, particularly the derivative markets, and then make huge profit out of it. From there, you can study about call option, forward option, what is derivative, who is regulating the derivative market. Just you need to read these things. No need to go in technical detail. Okay. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So the toll in the Kiswar flash flood rise to the 60. So nearly 700 missing. So there is a flash flood happened in the Jammu Kashmir. So because of that, 60 people had died. So recent time we are seeing so many disasters as stalking in this Himalayan region. So we need, why this is happening? No doubt, climate change is a factor. Second main factor is because of the developmental activity we are taking off. So here we are doing unsustainable practices like this is the path of the river and it is meant for the river to flow, but we are establishing hotel here. We are damaging its path by constructing dams. So that is the reason, and we are also constructing road here. So whenever we are blocking the path, so that led to the severe landslides, severe, there might be flash flood, but its magnitude is increased because of all these activities. Okay, chaliye. So next, dear student, next year, after 2026, after prelims and mains, hardly 75 days is left. So you are having very less time. So if you want to start practice answer writing, then start from now onward. You can join our test series program. Price is very nominal. It's completely flexible. You will get high quality evaluation. You can join our essay test series also. So GST overall with fewer slab planned. So we have seen that how government is planning to remove the 28% slab and 12% slab, and instead of that, it is going to make 5 slab, 5%, 18%, and 40%. 5% will comprising of very essential goods, and then 18% a majority of the component, and 40% only 5 to 7 seen and demerit good. So that is what going to promote ease of doing business and reduce the compliance burden. So India to build indigenous air defense system, that is what mentioned by our Prime Minister. So India is going to build our indigenous air defense system. So what is the air defense system? Let's say this is our country, India. So if you want to build an air defense system, we have to build like that. So anything that come within its border area, it will have to neutralize in the air itself. So for that, we need a lot of radar, lot of missile defense system. We need a lot of technological advancement. We need integrated command control center. So India to build indigenous air defense system by 2035. This is what said by the Prime Minister. The name is Sudarshan Chakra. So aim to providing complete security for strategic and civilian area, such as hospitals, railway stations. National security cannot rest on the foreign dependence. This is what said by the Modi ji. So India will develop an indigenous air defense system by 2035, not just neutralize enemy attack, but also hit back strongly. So if anyone attack us, not only we neutralize their attack, we also ready to hit back, so that they don't dare to do these things. Na? So dear student, please comment in the comment box if something comment the question that is asked in your exam comment box. Please comment. Chaliye. So next is the Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshan Chakra is honor the mythological Krishna, mythological shield. So by 2035, all important places of nation will have this air defense system. So currently we are using S-400 along with Akash and other air defense systems. So India has the potential. It can develop low-cost solution. If we can develop a comprehensive air defense system, it can be exported to the other region as well. For example, there is a demand of this air defense system in the Southeast Asia, like Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, then Philippines. So we can export to them as well. So Zelensky 6, India helped to end the Ukraine war. So you know that India is having good relations with both USA and Russia. So the president of Ukrainian, they are having a discussion with the Prime Minister to end the war. So that is the reason they have called. So USA and India will rise to the modern challenges together. This is what said by the Rubio, the Foreign Secretary or Foreign Affairs Ministry of USA. Okay. So next, how inclusive is Election Commission special revision drive that is being going on in the Bihar. So a survey across the 5 states, 1 UT shows that the special intensive revision drive document required are too onerous for most voters. The exercise could lead to the high possibility of voter exclusions. Recently, Election Commission conduct special intensive revision drive in the Bihar, and it is also planning to extend that SIR to all over the India. But if you look into the list of documents that is being required by the voter to prove their citizenship or prove their whether they are the valid or you can say legal voter or not, they are very tough. Majority of the population, they don't have that document. When state government are in India, we have so much diversity. When state government lack the capability to provide all this document to the people, so whenever you are imposing this condition, that lead to the exclusion of weaker section of the society, minority, those who lack the education. So ultimately, what is the essence of a democracy? The true democracy is one which try to protect its weaker section, which try to include its weaker section, those who have don't education in the electoral roll. It is only need to eliminate the illegal voter just in the name of SIR or anything else. You don't have any right to exclude the legal voter. That is what this article is studying. So here it is founding that the date of birth certificate or the birth certificate is not available majority of the people. So, and you can see here the inclusion of all the eligible person on the electoral roll is fundamental to a democracy. So that means those who are rightful voter, we need to include them. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So the day in a village of Uttarakhand disappeared. So on August 5th, a deluge rain that led to the landslide and flooding flattened the village Dhaurali in Uttarakhand, so far only one body have been retrieved. So 69 people have been missing. So you can see about the on the afternoon 5th. So deluge means flooding. Rain led to the landslide. So Kir Khed stream which flow the village swelled off the debris. Within second, the flood water swallow the multi-story hostel and homestay offering a view. So blanket sludge find of the 30 to 40 meters. So in that, because of heavy rainfall on the upper ridge, so there is a mud flow on the path of mud flow. So there are so many hotels are there. So everything is washed away and filled with 30 to 40 meter of mud. So and in the difficult terrain, it's very difficult to rescue operation. Yet there's so many people are missing. So this is what a clear reminder of we need to be very careful. We need to avoid the overdevelopment. We need to avoid the build of this area that is more prone to the landslide, severe rain. So that is what the clear indication for all of us. Chaliye, next important article is so balancing code and commerce UK trade. So I think it is full of technical details, so no need to go in detail. So recently we have signed a free trade agreement with UK. So there are a lot of agreement, regarding how data is being shared, how code are being shared. So they're quite technical, so not much important for our examination. But if you are interested, you can study it so that you can write some additional point. Okay. Chaliye, so paradigm shift. India need to think anew of its trade relation and strategy. So recently Donald Trump imposed 25% tariff, and again it is again import the 25% tariff in addition to the 25, so total 50% tariff. So after that, government is planning, to diversify and improve our, the capacity of our trader to face all this sort of problem. Okay. So government is now tweaking the export promotion missions that announced in budget 2025 outlay of 2,250 crore for the current fiscal. The export promotion mission is a multi-ministry project to drive access to the cheaper export credit, overcome the trade barrier and insurance payment from overseas buyer. No doubt they are facing external tariff, but government can reduce the cost of doing business in India itself. For example, let's say we are facing 50% tariff. No doubt we can reduce the 50% of the cost of production, not 50%, at least 20%, 30% of the cost of production. Then only our product is going to be competitive at the international market. So that is what government is aiming at this moment of time. So the export promotion mission, a multi-ministry project to drive access to the cheaper export credit, overcome non-trade barrier and insurance payment to MSME sectors. So this is also include textile, fishery. So even if you look into that, our fishery sector, they are larger export to the US market. So any sort of tariff is going to impact India also. The government is imploring also diversifying other market in tacit admission that the bilateral trade agreement negotiation with USA are deadlocked. So that means, that is a clear indication we are exploring other market. That means, our negotiation with the USA and the deadlock. So we need to explore more diversified market for our MSME, for our product. And it is a high time. Sometimes challenges are coming to improve our capability, not the other way around. So this is a challenge. I think Indian MSME, Indian industry need to accept that, and we need to move ahead and become a leader at the global level by improving our ease of doing business, improving our cost of production, reducing our cost of production, and improving the technology, so that whatever may be the tariff, till we can push our trade at the international level. So the figure of this speech, this article is only talking about what kind of debate, what kind of speech is given by the Prime Minister. Same thing I think we have already discussed in the starting pages, so no need to go there. So the politics of insurgency and declining of Naxalism. So in Naxalism in India is once used to be the in 2004 or 4 to 5. So our the then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh once clearly stated that Naxalism is biggest internal security threat of India. But after that, we have seen that Naxal-related violence is on the declining path, and government is planning to eliminate the Naxal by 31st March 2026. And we have seen recently so many Naxal are either died in their operation or they are surrendering. So that is what happened. But at the same time, we also need to understand that Naxals are a different phase of life. Naxal started from 1960 till 2020. We have seen there are different phases. Some phases Naxal is declining, some phases Naxal is increasing. Like phase of rise and fall is going on. So we need not to be overconfident, and we not need to be over joys. Rather, we need to find the what are the reason for Naxalism. Why Naxalism emerged first place? Because of Jal, jungle, Jameen. Because of the tribal oppression, tribal displacement. So that create a fertile ground for the Naxalism to thrive. So we have to be ensure proper development of this region. We need to ensure the psychological operation so that people were not inclined to join the Naxal. Rather, whenever they see developmental activity carried out by the government, whenever we are providing democracy, they can ventilate their grievances. So what is the point of joining the Naxalism? So that is what we need to ensure. While at the same time, recently government is branding some people as a urban Naxal. We need to be very careful of that also, because branding anyone urban Naxal is going to be counterproductive if we are harassing anyone repeatedly. So that might lead to the further promotion of this ideology. So government need to be very careful. Okay, so please, dear student, study about cause of rise of Naxalism. What are the reason of left-wing extremism or Naxalism? What are the consequences? What are the recent steps taken by the government? And what are the recent trends in the Naxalism? So that is what going to be very important for your examination. So please study it carefully. So it is going to be helpful. Okay, dear student. So this is all about the 16th August, the Hindu newspaper analysis. So dear student, we are going to discuss this newspaper analysis at exactly 8:30 a.m. in the morning. So please turn on the notification or be ready for that. And if you like this video, dear student, please like, subscribe to this channel, and please do share this video with your friend, because to make this video a lot of effort we need. We have to wake up in the morning, prepare everything. So your like, comment, share, that is what going to motivate and provide more quality content to all of you. Dear student, chaliye, we'll have to end here. Take care.